Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This one is explaining sort of my art process and what I do and why I do it. So as you can see, with lions I'm pretty good at drawing them freehand. So although I did use a reference, it was just to work out the exact specifics of how the limbs worked in that reference. So it wasn't so much tracing over it or anything, it was sort of just using it, drawing dots to find the skeleton of the lioness, and then working from there in my own very much Disney inspired style. So then all on Procreate this and on Photoshop, I fill in the main body, usually with the main fur colour or light grey if I can't find the fur colour. And then I lock the alpha pixels, so there's no blank pixels that can be coloured in, because I'm a very messy colourer. I will be honest with you. Whenever I'm drawing something, it's a case of I stray outside the lines a lot. And I'm trying not to do that so much. But yeah, cut inside the lines, lock the alpha textures. Then you've got the backgrounds, which are not my strong point at all. I always do flat colour first, and then the background, and then I do any shading if it's needed, if it's required. I found a rock texture from Google. I have no idea what rock it is, I have no idea where it's from, but I found that, overlaid it over the little shaded rock type thing I did, because yeah, I'm really bad at drawing rocks and I need to practice that. The grass then was just a standard oil brush type thing that I found on Procreate. Same with the tree. Sort of a rough textured brush, so it wasn't smooth and, you know, really fake looking. With the shading, it's all done with the same brush I used to line, actually. And then I just go in very, very painstakingly and I sharpen up the edges to make it more cel shaded, to make it more, what's the word? Detailed, in a way. And yeah, that's pretty much my process for anything that I'm used to, at least. And Procreate makes it really easy. But then when it comes to something else like a wolf, well, you'll see, I have the reference by me and I draw it out very, very much, several different times. Obviously, it's not a realistic wolf head, because realistic wolf heads are pretty impossible to me. But yeah, I just get the shapes, find the reference that I'm using, and this is a reference for colours mainly. And I try and recreate the shapes that the artist has used in my art, because, you know, with characters, with any OC that you're drawing for someone, there are always specific traits. Like with this wolf here, it's the flicked up fur and it's the spiky fur at the back of the neck. That the hair flows. Now obviously, and the way the nose goes. So there's a lot of different traits of a character, and you have to get those right in order to make the character look right. And it's the same with anything. It's the same with fan art, which is essentially kind of what Artfight is. With fan art, you've got to look at the character, decide what their traits are that you need to then exaggerate or you need to simplify. It's why some people, some actors or whatever, are really, really easy to draw, and some are very, very hard to draw. For me, it's the second bit. Every actor is hard to draw. I need to work on that. But yeah, it's the same process I did with the lioness. Use different line weights to do the little detailed fur bits. And then just a simple magic wand outside the lines, invert it, colour it all one colour, get rid of the extra paint, extra ink, and then try and make the character work as it looks. And this was quite hard, actually, because there's a lot of fluffy, spiky, furry bits, and brushes generally on an art program are not spiky and furry. That you have to go in several times with an eraser, the paintbrush, anything like that. With the shading then, I tried something different with this one. I tried to block out the shading and then block out by erasing where the light was coming from, hence that little light with some arrows there. I don't know if it worked, but I'm actually really happy with how it turned out because it's quite an effective cel shaded look, I think. I'm not displeased with it, but at the same time, I really should have planned it out a bit better because it looks a bit messy, especially that bit there at the chest. But no, I am happy with how this came out. So that's what I do. I just go in with an eraser and I block out the colour that I want, or I block out the shading, or I block out where the light is. I change my technique every time I try something. So I'm constantly learning, but at the same time, well, it's a bit, it does get a bit messy, I will admit that. As for the background, I just want something simple. Again, another lion. And honestly, with lions, I am pretty good at freehand because I've been drawing them for so long. It's just a case of this always has been a strength of mine, is drawing lions, drawing cats. So, you know, again, I focus on the face more than the pose, and if I want a full body, then I have to shrink it all so I can fit the rest of the body in. It's not entirely realistic, not even slightly, but at the same time, it's not outwardly wrong. And again, with backgrounds, I really don't like them half the time, so I try and do something small, so it doesn't actually have to. It's like a kind of snow globe effect, where I just do it part of the character in the background, or I just do a simple shape in the background. If I do put the time in for backgrounds, then they take forever. Like the first picture took me a couple of hours to do. This one took me about half an hour, roughly. So backgrounds take up much of my time, and with Artfight lately, I haven't had the time to actually put into these pictures. But now I can. Again, it's the same process, you know, lock the layers, make sure the colour's all there, make sure there are no white spots, make sure there are no dots of odd colour. Just make sure it all fits and it all looks right. Yeah, like I said, I use the shape tool for that. I used some kind of brush, I don't know which one, that I just found in Procreate. But yeah, I mean, the shading on this one was back to my normal method, except I tried to shade with colour and that didn't work, so I had to make it darker. So I just painted over it again. Same thing, lock layers. These are the character credits. The links will all be in the description below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that look into my art process, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye!